Welcome to Message Reveal. Message Reveal identifies a vibe, a message, and a story told through lyrics of a song. So before we get started, I can't wait to welcome our special guest. And before we get started, I always do this. I tell you a few things that is associated with our special guest. So one, she is a proud mama, and we love that because I love my children. Number two, she's a accountant, and she can correct me if I'm doing anything wrong. And last but not least, she's a podcaster. So you guys, please put your hands together and welcome my sister, Miss Deshonda Lucas. Yay! Welcome, sis.
You.
Welcome. How
Thank
are
you. Thank
you?
you. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for inviting me to just come and sit and chat and talk music and rhythms and life and love with you. I'm doing great. I am a proud mother. I'm the mother of magic, and I am an accountant. That is my profession. But I also have a podcast. She's free to fly, and so somehow she's free to fly flew right into message revealed, and when we collide.
Yeah, I love that. Go ahead, girl. That was a good point.
Okay.
So you already kind of did that, but tell us something, tell my audience something and myself something about you that we may not have known. Let's talk about your podcast. What was the impetus for you to begin your podcast?
She's free to fly has evolved evolved openly, but developed intentionally just over the course of my daughter's life. My daughter, there were times when she was in private school, public school, white school, black school, small school, large school. I've just always been very intentional on what do you need at this stage of life. And so we have always made those changes. I've homeschooled her, and her first day of homeschool on her board, I wrote, "You're free to fly." And
Mm,
you were free to fly because you're free to learn how you learn.
yes.
Whatever works for you, that's what we're going to do, in this moment, because that's what you need in this moment. And I've traveled with her quite a bit, just over the course of her life. When she was younger, okay, Mariah, pick a state. And we would travel through a state together. When she
Wow.
got to be older, okay, Mariah, pick a country, and then we'll go visit a country. So yeah, when she graduated high school and was looking at colleges, she ended up going to the University of San Francisco, which is all the way on the West Coast over there, close to you. And we're
Yes.
here in Atlanta, Georgia. And my family, they were like, "You let her go that far?" But I'm like, "She's free to fly. Like, she is free
Yes.
to fly." And when she was in college, she decided to study abroad. So she says, "Mommy, I'm going to go to study abroad. I want to go to school in Paris. Go to school in Paris. She want to go to school in Greece. Go to school in Greece. You're free to fly."
Wow.
And I realized, not only was she free to fly, but I'm free to fly as well.
Yes.
And being free to fly is not about just traveling, but it is the freedom to explore whatever it is you want to explore, the freedom to experience, the freedom to love, the freedom to laugh, like the freedom to live. You are free to fly. You're free to do what makes you happy and free to
Yes.
be you. So we have just cross generational conversations between women where we share our experiences and those things that made us free to fly. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And I resonate with that because we all need to be free to fly because in that is elevation. It's
Right.
how we learn who we are and the things we like and we don't like. So,
Mm-hmm.
as I say that, I must say how I met you originally. We were both at a podcast in Miami,
Mm-hmm.
and you were just very sweet. I think you may have met my younger sister initially because she was with me, and we talked and we exchanged information, and I'm happy to say it's led to today. So thank you for saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming on, and it's been amazing. Your podcast I enjoy every Tuesday morning, so we'll make sure we give at the end the information. I love checking in because I believe I'm a woman's woman. I love to uplift women. I support men too. I'm not one of those just yay women,
Mm-hmm.
but I love what you give because too much of the negative part has been showcased throughout the world. And we need to showcase the positive part. We need to showcase the elevation. We need to showcase the brilliant part of who we are. So,
Yeah.
as we get started, young lady, I
Mm.
asked my guests to actually tell me a lyric of a song that has either blessed them, distracted them, or provided perspective. Now, before we get started, there's rules to this game.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready. You see, I got ready. I'm
Okay.
ready. This is my ready.
I like that. I like that. So, if you can sing, you must sing your throw box out.
Oh,
But if you can rap, you got to come hard in the paint.
okay.
Now, if you cannot do either one, you must say it boldly and with meaning. So, going back to my original question, can you identify a song that has either blessed you, provided perspective, or distracted you? Do you have one, my dear?
Um, One of the songs that first come to my mind is Higher Ground by Shanika Dwight. Now, let me say
Mm.
this. I am not a singer. It is not my strong suit. But one thing I am is I take ownership of who I am, no matter what it is. So I will sing because
Okay.
it's okay. Like it's me. Like I accept me.
Yes.
It may
But
not be my strength.
I also give you the option if you don't want to sing, you can just say the lyrics. But I would love for you to sing because I know I can't, but I will try, honey.
Just the chorus. She says, "Do you see the fire in your eyes?" Like when
Mm.
she said that, like you deserve higher ground. Like
Mm.
we as women go through so many things, and that just sticks with me. I deserve higher ground. No matter what's going on in my life, if it's not good, I deserve higher ground.
Sis,
And
can I get you to talk into the mic because you're talking some good stuff? There you go.
oh yeah, okay.
Yes.
I deserve higher ground. No matter what's going on, good or bad, I deserve higher ground. And I just before anybody else can encourage me, I need to be able to encourage myself.
Yes.
I have fire in my eyes. I have something in me, right? And those things, they don't just go away at my lowest of lows. Like that song, Higher Ground, just picks me up. It
Yes.
picks me up off the ground, but it allows me to feel the emotion of it as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't like necessarily deny the emotion that I'm feeling. It just reminds me like you're feeling this right now, but you deserve higher ground. Don't settle for anything that takes you lower. Don't settle
That
for
part.
anything that demeans who you are as a woman. Don't
Yes.
settle for those things. Don't settle for what the negative world may be telling you. Just
Yes.
I don't settle. I don't. Nobody can identify me better than me. And
I
one thing
love
I know about me is like I am the queen of the universe. And so
that.
because I'm the queen of the universe, like I deserve higher ground. I do.
Yes, ma'am. I love that. What a way to start. Okay, I
Uh-huh.
deserve higher ground. And we all do at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, but we have to, like you said, you have to be able to identify it. And
Mm-hmm.
by
Mm-hmm.
tapping in and knowing who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and you set that standards, you'll always know you deserve it and we'll have it if you know that
Exactly.
for sure. So
Exactly.
I love
Exactly.
that. Yes, higher ground. So, we're going to just jump back just a little bit on the train tracks. And we're
Okay.
going to go back to when I originally introduced you. And I talked about you being a proud mom. And
Mm-hmm.
I noticed on your podcast, you call her Magic. And
Mm-hmm.
I want you to, if you can, share how did I know her name is Mariah, but
Okay.
how did you identify magic? I love it. Now we use the term all the time. It's magic this, black girl magic, all kinds of things. But how did you identify magic?
Um, First I will identify Mariah.
Okay.
Mariah's name, my grandmother, I have, we got one or two grandmothers. One of my grandmothers passed while I was pregnant with Mariah. And the
Mm,
night that I got the phone call, I walked downstairs and I'm pregnant with her, and I'm just sitting on the couch. And back then, used to have the videos, the channels that would play videos all night long.
Yes.
And I turned the TV on, and Mariah Carey was on. And I like Mariah Carey, but it was her song "I Can Make It Through the Rain."
Mm.
And that that night, I just knew I was gonna name her Mariah. No matter what's going on, I can make it. And so I have been encouraged by her, with her, through her, from the time she was in my belly. In my From the time she was in my belly. And my whole life since she has been here, I have been blessed for believing in her.
Talking to the mic.
I have been blessed for believing in her. And so as she has grown, her name has evolved. But at this stage of life, the girl is sheer magic. Magic is something that you cannot explain. It just happens, and it is beautiful, and it is spectacular. And 1 minute is A, and the next minute is a butterfly.
Yes.
Like, she evolves and changes and so intentional on her life. And she is, that shirt you'll see people wearing, it says, "I am my ancestors' dreams."
Yes.
Baby, that thing is her ancestors' dreams.
Okay.
She is her peers' dreams. She is all of those things. And it's because she's still so sweet. Like, she's sweet inside. She's still kind.
Yes.
Like, she's beautiful on the outside, but all of that is still inside. And she's just magic. And God is just so amazing. And Mariah is not, even to say all these things about this individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is not just her as an individual. To me, she is a representation of what young Black women are.
Wow. Yes.
She's a representation of what young Black women are. Mm-hmm. She is magic, right? Yes. And that's what they are. When I call myself the queen of the universe, I'm a reflection of every woman I've come in contact with.
Come on now, say
I'm
that.
A reflection of you. You
yes,
know what
ma'am.
I mean? Because you have poured just a little bit of kindness into my vessel, So I'm a reflection of you. I'm a reflection of Message Reveal. I'm a reflection of all of these things I've come in contact with. And magic, she is a reflection of everything magical in this space.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I always love for mothers to talk about their children in such an elevated way. And it's so beautiful to show the love that you have for your child. I feel the same way about my children. I love them. I'm so thankful because at one point I didn't think I could have any, but that's another story. But as I transition into another path, can you give me a song lyric regarding change? For example, we all have our peaks and our valleys. Everybody experiencing. But have you been somewhere and you're just by yourself and something has went on and you have no one to talk to at the moment, and you need something to tap in to lift your spirit up? Do you have a song that just does it for you no matter what? Every time you hear it, every time it takes you to that higher level. Can you identify a song?
I love the Lord. Without question. Whitney Houston, I love the Lord.
Yes.
That song will bring me back together again and again and again. No matter when I listen to it, I love the Lord.
Yes.
It is that simplistic to me. I just believe I can shift my focus off of whatever those things that are going on in my life and just focus on my love for God. And focusing on my love for God focuses on my love for myself as well.
Yes.
Because I am his creation.
Yes.
And so when it says, I love the Lord, he heard my cry. I know the Lord hears my cry. He's heard it 1,000 times over. And he is our father and he is our mother. He is all of that. And even as, as parents ourselves, we hear our children's cry and we sympathize with that cry and we cover that cry and, we bless it and stuff like that. And I just focus on my love for the Lord. That's it. I love the Lord. He heard my cry. He
Well, I
pitied
love that.
everyone.
Everyone, okay.
Mm.
I love that you said that, because love, it penetrates all.
Right.
And with that, you have to have a love for yourself. And I'm going somewhere. And the only reason I'm bringing this up because I know you were very transparent on your
Mm-hmm.
podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You went through a medical situation. I'll allow you to tell it. Did you hold on to that particular song as you healed, as you came out of what you found out? And I'm referring to your heart
Okay.
issue, if you
Okay.
don't mind sharing.
Oh no, not at all. Um, so when I was about 32, 33, I'll give you all the short version. They found a hole in my heart the size of a 50-cent piece, a oval, and I ended up having to have open heart surgery. I was a single mother at the time, still am, but my daughter was young, and it was just a very, very trying time. But during that time, I was very intentional on my healing. And I believe we prepare our bodies for healing. I believe we prepare that's better. I believe we prepare our bodies for healing. I believe we prepare our spirits for healing. And so I was very intentional on preparing myself for that healing. And during that time, I listened to All I Need Was a Touch from You.
Mm,
All I needed was a touch from God. All I needed was him to say, breathe again.
mm,
That's all I needed was him to say, breathe again.
yes.
And he did just that. And I don't even know if I shared this part on my podcast, but when I had the open heart surgery, we were in the hospital. Well, I was in the hospital and they had finished the procedure and everything. For a while, they couldn't wake me up.
No, you did not share that part.
See, I don't even know if I shared that part. They couldn't
Wow.
wake me up. They couldn't wake me up. And they told me, like, my mother told him to call my daughter. They told him to call my daughter on the phone. And they put her on speakerphone. And I wake up to her here calling me, mommy, mommy, mommy. And
Wow.
all I needed was a touch from God and the
Mm,
cry of my baby. So, like, when I say he hears our cry, like we hear,
mm,
oh my gosh,
mm. Girl.
he hears our cry.
Yes.
We are his. And so that touch from God that got my heart back started. And I met with I was at a retreat one time and I met with a surgical technician, a cardiac surgical technician who sits in on the open heart procedures.
Mm.
And I knew, like, when you go have open heart surgery, like they put you on a machine and stuff. And she says, you really die. Like, you really die. You, the machine is keeping your organs going, but you
What?
really die. And we have to start to get your body back started up.
Wow.
But you can't tell me God is not in there and getting that body back started.
Mm.
He gave us the breath of life, like he can do it again and again. So when we see in the Bible where he brings people back and stuff, where Jesus, resurrects, like that is real.
Yes. Yes.
That is
Wow.
real. So I am like the resurrected. I receive that. All I need is a touch from you. All I need. And I just meditated on that touch from God, that meditated on him, just bringing me back and bringing me to myself. And it was my daughter's cry that I could hear
Mm.
that got my attention to say,
Yes.
okay, it's time to come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Wow.
yes.
That's I'm hoping that this story can resonate with someone that's on a journey of healing and
Mm-hmm.
know that it may not look like what God can provide, but the
Right.
unseen of his love is so
Yes.
powerful.
Yes.
And you don't have to have anything physically to hold on to. It is really your faith and your relationship that will take you wherever you need to go.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
mean wherever.
Wherever.
Yes.
Wherever. Baby, he done brought me there and back 1,000 times over, okay?
Wow.
1,000 times over.
That is whew. So what was it initially? Why did you even have to, how did you even discover? or identified that you had a hole?
I I've been self-employed for it's 2023, maybe 13, 14, 15 years. And
Wow.
so for a while I didn't have health care, and I always like healthcare is so important for individuals. But for a while I had not had health care. And I think my health insurance started like on September 1st. Honey, the first thing I did was make an annual appointment. So I went to that first appointment, and the doctor wasn't available. I met with a nurse practitioner. So shout out to all of the nurse practitioners.
Mm.
And we just did all the things you do to get an annual exam and stuff. And they put me on an EKG machine. And they said, your heart rate's a little irregular. Can we go next door and do an x-ray? So we went to the room next door. And she said, I think it was the left side of my heart was enlarged. She said, your heart is enlarged. And I was like, oh, okay. She said, can you come back in 2 weeks and we're going to do a sonogram or echo on your heart? I went to another appointment 2 weeks later. They said, you seem to have a hole in your heart. So now it's getting real serious. Okay.
Yeah, of
It's getting real
course.
serious. And like, have you had any issues before? I had never had any issues with my heart. I had never been in the hospital. I had never went through any of those things.
Mm.
And I think like I was tired, but as a single mom, as a entrepreneur, as a doctoral student, as a running my daughter all over the city, going back and forth between, my home and my parents' home, like that wears on you. So you're accustomed to being tired.
Of
You've been
course.
so tired for so long that you don't even know anything is wrong with you. That's really what it was, right?
Yes.
And I just went through these sequence of appointments, and the small hole turned into a big hole at another appointment when they did a TE echo and they put a camera down, my heart, down my chest and stuff to look at my heart. And once I did an MRI, it was a hole the size of a 50-cent piece,
Wow.
in a like an oval shape. And they wanted to do a more simplistic surgery where they take like this umbrella and feed it up through your vein and open it up over the hole. But you can't really put a circle over an oval, right? And the circle's not bigger than the oval. It just doesn't, that don't work. So I just chose to go a more permanent route and do the open heart surgery because I didn't want to be back in there 5-10 years later.
Okay.
And so as a matter of fact, like one of my favorite holidays is coming up, which is Thanksgiving. Because I had my procedure on the Monday before Thanksgiving, and I got out of the hospital on Thanksgiving Day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got out of the hospital on Thanksgiving Day.
So that's your celebration
Yes.
time during that time.
Yes. Yes.
So,
and this
so
year we're gonna have a pre-Thanksgiving gathering at my house. Just women, young, old, middle, seasoned, just fellowshipping and cooking together and sharing recipes and sharing just experiences. And I look forward to it.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Well, what I can say from me to you, we know you were blessed for this moment right here. And I'm thankful to have you. And I look forward to us building a relationship and getting to know each other even more. So I'm thankful for that. Now, one last thing, have you had any issues or you're clear, you're good to go with your heart?
God is so amazing. So I was on a wellness retreat. I guess it's been almost a month ago now, right? And me and one of my girlfriends we've been friends for the longest, and she was there when I was going through this. She's driving the van and she looks over at me and she's like, how's your heart? And I look at her like, what you mean how my heart? And I don't even know why I looked at her like that. She was like,
wow.
What you mean? Let me tell you, God is so good. Sometimes I forget I had open heart surgery.
What?
I have never been on medication since it happened. Like from you get the pain medicine at first and stuff, but I've never been on any heart medication. Wow. I resume normal activity. I live a normal life, but I do go get an annual exam to check. I do make sure I stay consistent on it, but I'm also very more conscious about how I live my life. And when I need a break, I'm going to take a break. When I need to rest, I'm going to rest. Now, of course, like even in my own profession, like sometimes it's late nights. I've done all nights, but I am very, very good at when I say no, thank you.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And I
We
say
have
I
to.
say no, thank you with ease.
Well, you know what? Because you know your life is more important than saying yes to something that's temporary. You
Yes,
are looking at long term and you're wise enough to know the difference.
yes, yes, yes.
Wow. Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad you're doing well. And we're going to transition. I just had to share that part of you because I was just like, wow, when I heard that story.
Oh wow.
But I want to know about a song that you may have sung as a child. We all have sung songs as a child, and we just loved it. And then we became adult. We're like, wait,
Mm-hmm.
what?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been singing this song. Can you share a song with us that,
Okay.
again, as a child, it was one thing, as an adult, it's something different?
Um, so Superwoman by Karen White. Remember that?
Yes,
I'm not your superwoman.
yes.
Thought it was a love song. But when you really think about the word, it's really not a love song.
Hmm. She
Like I
telling
used to
him,
sing, I'm not your I I thought it was a love song. And I realized like the words in it, she's saying no more.
huh?
No more.
Yes.
No, 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 thank you. No more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No more.
Mm-hmm.
I am Superwoman, but I'm
Yes.
not Superwoman.
Yes.
But in
Or I
order
don't
for
want,
me to be the best, you have to
yes.
be a Superman too. I need you to be Superman.
There you go.
And
There
I
you go.
think we negotiate as women, like will be Superwoman, but we don't require a Superman.
I think you need to say that one more time.
Okay. Sometimes I think as women, we will be Superwoman, but we don't require a Superman.
Mm, mm.
Don't require you require me to be Superwoman, and I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be whatever I am. And some
Yes.
days I am Superwoman. I
Yes.
I am the queen of the universe, but some days I am not. But I should still be able to require you as a man to be Superman.
Yes.
And there should be like there's this conversation going around about where a man can take a woman to dinner and a first date and where he can't take a woman to dinner.
Oh
There's a
Lord.
conversation going around um about Tyler Perry saying that women should be okay with a man as long as he pay something and doesn't do a whole lot. I want a Superman. I want somebody to save me too.
You know what?
Well, I
I,
got
I
you.
I don't think it's nothing wrong with that. I think the loudest mouth get the biggest attention. Here's
Mm-hmm.
my thing. The ones that are talking, that's their personal point of view, and that is okay.
That's true.
I think that everyone needs to identify what's right for them because what's right for Halima uh,
That's true.
may not be right for Deshonda.
That's true.
So before you can even do that, identify what works for you. What are your no's and your yes and your non-negotiables? And then you can put out that energy and you can find someone that will work for you. And that's the problem. Everybody's listening to what everybody else saying and they're
Mm-hmm.
taking on that on their persona, like, yeah, that's what it is. But you can't even go in there and boil some water. But you
Right.
want somebody to do this. So you have to know who you are first before you can even identify who your mate is.
Right. And this is what I've really been sitting with myself about. The thing that I want is the thing that allows me to be the best of me. The thing that I want to give is the thing that allows the other person to be the best of them.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
not looking for a man who loves me to the moon and back. I'm
Mm,
looking for a man who loves him to the moon and back, who loves
mm,
himself. Because
mm.
when you love yourself, you have it to give to somebody else.
That's
I
right.
can give the love I give because of how much love I have for myself.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So it's
But
how do you feel about you?
yeah, you talking some good stuff. And that's the part of just the way I see life, so many times, again, the loudest will, the squeaky will gets the attention. And life is not cookie cutter. I feel like it is seven different roads. Seven is my favorite number, hint, hint.
Okay.
But it's seven different roads you can go down, and it still leads to the source. It
Yes.
is what you choose to do. And I know a
Yes.
lot of people right now walking down somebody else's road. And baby, when I
Baby.
say they are not happy, they look good, they sound good, but they can't sleep at night because they on somebody else's road. And that's not a good thing.
Baby.
Yes, ma'am.
Say it.
Yeah.
I'd rather have peace
Huh.
by myself than chaos with anybody else.
Girl. So hopefully people look at, again, I always say on my podcast, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just sharing my perspective, my guest perspective, and hopefully someone that's sitting back and hasn't said anything but needs some guidance, and it may just resonate with you. I'm a firm believer. Figure you out, love you first, and guess what? You can ease on down the road.
All right.
And what it said, don't carry nothing that may be a burden. Ease on down the road. And that's what it allows you to do, ease on down the road.
Right.
So
So,
I have another question for you, my dear.
yes, ma'am.
I believe in elevated songs that just brings high energy. And I say that, when you hear people singing happy birthday, everybody is participating and it's just such a good time. And you could sit across the room and see it, and people are looking and smiling, and they're not even a part of that celebration, but the energy is so contagious with the birthday song or any other song. Can you identify a song that either you participated in or you watched a crowd participating in, and the energy is just high elevation? Everybody is rocking together.
I am woman.
Woo!
I am woman. I am
Yes.
sexy. I'm divine.
Yes.
Creative, honey. You can get in line. That song, it just brings out a energy, a lightness. Like even for people who haven't listened to it, like I'll send it to people. It's like on my playlist. It's a daily song.
Yes.
When I send it to someone, they're like, "Oh, I like that," because it makes you feel good about yourself as a woman. And I am pro woman. I'm pro man, honey. I promise you I am. But I like you. I am pro woman. I am.
Yes. And
Yes.
who is that song by?
Emmy, what is her last name? Emmy, I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you give me a couple of lyrics of the song?
Okay, I'm gonna give you some lyrics.
Okay.
I am gonna give you some lyrics. It's right here. I had my power, and as we were talking, that just came up in my spirit.
Okay.
Okay, so the lyrics are: I am woman, I am fearless, I am sexy, I'm divine, I'm unbeatable, I'm creative. Honey, you can get in line. I am feminine, I am masculine, I am anything I want. I can teach you, I can love you if you got it going on.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love that. Yeah. And
Yes.
name the artist since you picked it up.
Emmy Melly. Emmy Melly.
Okay. I like
Emmy
that.
Melly. I am woman. Yes.
Oh,
Like
okay.
start your day like that. Walk into the room, listen to that, and walk into the room.
Yes. Well, as I have a relationship with music. I love music. I think everybody need a theme song. And the theme song changes according to what business you got to take care of. Because some songs, it may be 2 miles. Sometimes you got to be like,
Okay.
and I ain't gonna say what it is, but I'm saying every song, everybody needs a theme song. So I like that.
Yes. Because I got my theme songs too now.
Okay.
Sometimes it be Gucci, okay, and it be T.I. And that motivation better get you on your job.
Come on, girl. Listen.
All right now.
Look here, we're organic, we tell the truth. And I love that you said that. Come on now.
Yeah, give me some Gucci, give me some T.I. Shoot. Give me some first day out. Give me some T.I. motivation.
Go ahead, girl. Go
Do that.
ahead.
All
I
right.
love that. I love that.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right. We do. We have to, because music, what we don't realize, that it can take us on journeys. It
Mm-hmm.
is a time machine to take us back,
Mm-hmm.
because I can instantly hear a song and go, oh, I remember. And I
Mm-hmm.
understand. I remember when my mom would put on a particular song and she would go, ooh, and we would laugh thinking, ooh,
Yes.
that's some old folks stuff. But
Yes.
what I know now, that
Yes.
was her memory going back in time, and
Yes.
in that moment what
Yes.
she experienced, and it's
Yes.
so wonderful.
Yes.
So
Yes. Like take when you want to take me back home, give me some GHWP, Fort
mm,
Hill to the day I die. Give me
mm.
some, man. What? Give me some of the family tree better. I just want to be better, a little bit better than I used to. I know
Yes,
sometimes like it hard. Back what I
yes.
used to. I worked my way from the bottom to the top.
Hmm, hmm.
Ain't nobody hold me down no more. I'm
Oh,
just
now
trying to
that
be better.
accent is coming out. I love it. I love it.
You hear that Georgia Peach?
Yes, I love that. So speaking of Georgia Peach, are you a native?
I am. Mhm.
And is your parents? So another thing I really loved about you, when I
Okay.
listened to your podcast, you were very open that you have two sets of parents.
I do.
How has that journey been? Because the way you talk about both sets of parents, it seemed like it's no love lost, it's no conflict. And I love that. And what I'm saying is because it may be a family that is starting, and the process is just like that, like your mom and dad moved on and they got remarried, but it can still be okay. Can you
Mhm.
just talk a little bit about that?
So, what I would say to anybody who's beginning the newness of a blended family, the energy is no longer about the parents, it's about the child. And when you're looking at what your child needs more than anything in this world is love.
Hmm.
And so not only do they need to feel love from you, they need to see you love others. They need to see you love the other part of them. They
Yes.
need to, because the other parent is also a part of them. So when you dislike or have this hatred towards the other parent, you're
Mhm.
also disliking or hating something in your own child
Mm,
because that parent flowed through to their child, right?
yes.
But I was raised like my mom said, the more people love you, man, the better you are. If they love you, I love them. And
Your
so
mother
I
is
have
a
had
special
two
woman.
others. Yes, I've had two mothers, I've had two fathers for as long as I can remember. And my entire family can be in the same house doing the exact same thing. Even when I had heart surgery, like at first we thought my mom was gonna stay in the hospital with me when I had the surgery, but she literally, it's like when they put me under, her body shut down.
Ooh,
Like that's just how connected the parent-child relationship is. So
yes.
she couldn't come in the hospital because she had gotten sick. Like she literally got bronchitis and everything just like that. And so it was my dad and my other mom that were in the hospital, right? So they're in the hospital with me. We do the hospital. They bring me home. And now my mom is at home. She's gotten better. And everybody is in my house and everybody is caring for me. And I've had that love my whole life. And so it's the love that they poured in me, which is the love that I give to everybody else. Like, so
Yes.
when I say I am not my own, I am all that was poured in, like I
Mm,
am all that was poured in. And so it gives this kind of love. So when you
yes.
think about who your child is at 10, how do you want your child to be in relationships at 25? They may have a blended family. So
Yes.
even my daughter, I have boys that I did not birth, but they're mine and they belong to me and they belong to their mother. It's just this
Yes.
weekend we were at my son's house. He's 25 now, and me and his mom, we're sitting there talking about other stuff, and he just sitting on the other side of the room because that's what it takes.
Hmm.
That's what it takes to change the narrative in our community, for people to see us love one another, to see us fellowship with one another. You
Hmm.
know, at my birthday, I have both of my moms on FaceTime. So as my girlfriends are singing happy birthday, I got one mom on this phone, one mom, and they sit here talking through the phones and loving on each other. And they call each other wife. They're like, hey,
Oh,
wife, how you doing?
oh.
And like my dads, they just sit back and like, oh, whatever, but it created the best in me. It created the best in me. So when you love your child, create the best in your child.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I know the relationships can be difficult. The other parent may be difficult, but just know it can also be a season. It can just also be a season. I call it parenting partners. And I've had so many different parenting partners. And it's not just my daughter's father or something like that, but just even friends. Everybody serves a particular role.
Yes.
Everybody serves a particular role, even in the friendships. I was able to take the best from so many individuals and create myself. So, yeah.
Wow. I love that. And hopefully um those blended families understand that, because it can change. You never know how a blended family may come about. It can
Right.
be like the husband passed and the mother didn't expect to get remarried again. So it's so many levels to it, but the main part, like you said, it's about love and giving the love to that child, because regardless of what you say, the child feels if you truly loves them.
They do.
Yeah.
They
So
do. They
that
do.
is that is definitely the number one thing we want anyone to take away with that. So I love shelf staples, and shelf staple songs are something that never goes out of style. It never expires. It always comes in handy. Do you have a fun shelf staple song that you can turn on and clean the house? Or you get in the car and you're having a bad day, you're like, oh, I gotta put that song on. Do you have a particular song that just always that's your go-to shelf staple?
I got so many songs like trying to compete in my head.
Yes.
And right now my head is on my family. So I hear we are family. I got all my sisters and me. Hey, hey, hey. Like that's just a lifetime staple for anybody, right? Like who
Yes.
doesn't?
Yes.
So that is definitely just at the forefront of my brain right now.
Mm-hmm.
I am a India Ari, like
Yes.
she just connects with my soul on so many levels.
Mm.
So much just love for myself, um, love for the universe,
Yes.
just being very centered. She centers me.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. India Ari centers me.
So when you need to, you'll pull her out. Give me a particular song of India Irie that stands out to you right now as we speak.
Okay,
She's
what is
like,
standing out? Okay, I got to choose one song.
just one song that stands out. It doesn't necessarily have to be your favorite, because I know you really enjoy her.
Okay, hold on. Okay. There's competition going on in my brain right now.
I like that.
So brown skin,
Mm.
that is definitely at the forefront.
Okay.
Worthy is in my spirit. And
Okay.
break your shell
Mm. I
is
don't know that one.
yeah. Break your shell really, really helped me.
Mm.
And that's what we have to do. We have to break that shell.
Mm.
We do.
Yes. Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna go look that up and listen to that. Break Your
Okay.
Shell.
Okay.
Wow. I
Okay.
like that. I
All
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
So before we, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on to Message Reveal podcast. I know by you being transparent and telling so many things about who you are and how you see life, you have blessed some people that we don't even know and may not ever know. But I
Right.
thank you for that. So before we get out of here, can you talk about any upcoming events? Give us your information for your podcast and any social media handles that you have.
Okay. So upcoming, we're gonna have the pre-celebration, pre-Thanksgiving celebration here. That is one thing coming up, and I've invited a few people to that. I also have Dr. Melinda Robinson Moffitt coming. We're going to do an end of the year or a new year, some goal setting. We're going to do that with a group of individuals. So you can definitely look out for tickets for that. We're going to have it in person here at the studio, but we're also going to allow people to tune in virtually for the live event. And we're going to have that recorded, and we're going to do some goal setting for 2024. And at some point next year, I haven't quite gotten the dates together. We're going to do a free to fly retreat with women, and we're going to fly somewhere. I have some things in mind. So I haven't locked anything in, so I'm not going to share too much detail on that one. But you can find She's Free to Fly on YouTube at She's Free to Fly Podcast. It's on Apple, Spotify, She's Free to Fly, and our Instagram and Facebook is at She's Free to Fly, and all of them have She's Free, the number 2 fly. I am Deshonda Lucas. Reach out, definitely subscribe to the podcast. And at some point you may have a story to share as well. So I just look forward to connecting with people. And God told me, he said, the more people you connect, the more people I'm going to connect you to.
Ooh.
So,
yes.
Like, I'm that kind of person.
Yeah. I love that.
Yes. And Halima, thank you so much. Just thank you for being you. Really, sometimes you meet people in life, and like I'm that person that I meet people, and if we match, like I love you. That's it. Like, okay. I am naturally a person of love, and that's my one word, and my word is friendship, and that type. And to meet someone who gives that, like my spirit recognizes it and my spirit appreciates it, and I'm really big on showing appreciation, and I appreciate you. And so even to your guests, like we're going to talk about it on my podcast, but I have to share it on yours. So I met Halima at the podcast summit, and it was amazing. We connected, and we said we're going to do a show together, and she had been listening to the podcast. And so when I went on the retreat, it was the holiday weekend in October, and I got back on Sunday, but I took off on Monday. And so my podcast releases every Tuesday morning at 5 a.m. Yes. So I'm just living my life on Tuesday in my office, and I'm at work, and because it's Tuesday, it's my first day back in the office for the week, and I'm working, and Halima calls me, and she says, "Hey sis, where can I help you?" Like it was some like, "What can I do to help you? I'm not gonna let you fall off." And I'm like, "What am I falling off of?" It was like when Andrea asked me about her. What you talking about? Like she was like, "You didn't release your podcast today." I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, today is Tuesday, y'all. I thought it was Monday. Yes. But it was just so wonderful that you didn't call. One, you didn't not reach out. Yes. What? No, let me go back. One, you're subscribing and you're listening. Yes. So thank you for that. You're welcome. Two, you didn't miss it and ignore it. Yes. So thank you for that. You picked up the phone and you called me. Yes. So thank you for that. Not only did you pick up the phone and call me, you picked up the phone and call and say, "How can I help you?" Yes. So thank you for that. And then you said, "Okay, so I need you to start banking some episodes." And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am, I know I have to do that." And so I'll just thank you. I really, really do. Like those relationships. I was talking with a friend of mine, Cheryl, and I say, relationships should be like this. You reach back and you pull them ahead of you. You reach back and they pull, and that is how we make it and further. I'm gonna push you ahead of me. Like, yes. Don't compete with me, because I'm gonna be like, "Baby, go, yes. Go. I want you to win." Yes. And I love being in the relationships where another woman says, "Go, go, 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 go." Yes. And we like, "Okay, girl, let's go." Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, yes. Man. So thank you. Well, thank you. Well, thank you for sharing that. But
you have to know, because I'm in Las Vegas and you're in Atlanta. It's a 3-hour time difference. And when I'm on the way to work, I put that on to listen to your podcast. So as soon as I was like, wait 1 minute, no, ma'am. And I was truly, when I said busy that day, I was busy, but the spirit kept saying, call her up, make sure she is good. So I'm glad I was able to do that. And I would hope that you would do the same if something's out of order on my end.
Okay. Yes,
And
ma'am.
that's what real women sisters do.
That is
So
sister.
you agree?
I agree. You are the
Yes.
ultimate sister, and you're the ultimate big sister. She said, "How do you?" Yep, you have a new big sister. I'm like, good, because I'm the oldest on my crew. So,
Oh,
honey, I need a big sister. I need
well,
somebody.
yes, and big sisters come through. You know, big sister, you like, what? Wait, excuse me? Okay, let me make arrangements. I'll be there.
Yes,
So
yes,
that's what big sisters do.
they do. They do. They do.
Well, I have to say thank you so much. And before we get out of here, I say the journey is just as important as the destination. The journey is where we learn and where we grow, and the destination is where we celebrate.
Right.
And guess what? The key to it all is not to stay in the destination too long. We have to get back into that journey, and we have
Right.
to keep rolling and keep learning so we can elevate. So, with
Right.
that being said, before I get out of here, typically with the men, I salute them, but with
Okay.
the women, I bow to them. So, I bow to you, my sister. And
I
I
bow to
thank
you.
you so much. And before we get out of here, is there any last little words you would like to share with my audience?
Um, I pray you receive my love. I pray you feel God's grace, and I pray that you share it with others.
Yes, I love it. You guys, please give my sister, Miss Deshonda Lucas, a round of applause. Thank you so much, sis. And I know we're gonna talk many times after this, and I'll see you soon,
Honey,
my
you might see
Georgia
me in
peach.
Vegas because I'm free to fly. Okay.
Okay. Hey, you know where I'm at. Just let me know.
You might see me in Vegas. All right. Thank you so much again. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.